The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, how are you? Welcome to the program. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. Guess which one I am? No. Oh, never mind. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. What are you doing on the ceiling? Come on down. Can't? All right, fine. Thanks. For those of you that aren't familiar with me, there's really no point in even watching this. Those of you that are, thanks for being here. This is the weekly edition of the program that I do on the TV, because that's what you're supposed to do these days, so I do that. But I do this show every weekday on all those funky apps, the iHeartRadio, Pandora, all those crazy, the Apple Podcast and the Stitcher and the Amazon Music. I'm on all of them. And also on some syndicated radio stations across the country. So do that Monday through Friday. You can listen every day by going to any of those that I mentioned. Just look up the Ron Van Dam Show or NewEnglandBroadcasting.com and you'll find me. We've done over 2,343 episodes. I know exactly how many. We checked this morning. That's a lot. So there you have it. So I do this once a week so that you can look at me and say, oh, that's the guy that does this with that voice? Yeah, it's me. And I'm just like you are. Same thing. We put our pants on the same way. We're all the same. Put our pants on the same way over our heads. You know that. Doesn't matter the color of our skin, our religious background, our intelligence. Well, actually, that does matter, the intelligence part. So anyway. Thanks for being here. Anytime you want, you can just not watch. I don't care. I really don't care. I am not a member of the school committee. I am not a real estate agent. That alone makes me different on this channel. Okay. They're my friends. They're good people. All right, fine, whatever. Don't get your panties in a bunch. That's all. Someone said that to me recently. It's an insult when someone says that. If you're talking about something and you get somewhat involved and excited about it, and the other person says, oh, you got to calm down, that's an insult. If they also say something like, oh, why are you getting your panties in a bunch? That's an insult as well. Although I don't quite understand what that means. Just because I'm complaining about something, what does that have to do with my panties being bunched together? I don't know. I don't even wear panties, so it really makes, I think it's just a condescending comment, which I get the purpose of it, but it just doesn't make any sense. I've had my bananas in a bunch before. But I've never seen panties in a bunch. People don't go into the store and say, excuse me, do you sell panties by the bunch? No, they don't do that. So what is this about? It's a little bit about what the show is. It's the things that make no sense that no one else talks about because there's really no point. So I take up the slack is basically what I'm doing here. By the way, before we go any further, as you know, gambling in Massachusetts is not only legal now, but you can also run a series of annoyingly disgusting, ridiculous commercials promoting gambling. Enough with these gambling commercials. I get it. It's available now. Stop acting so foolish and these people jumping up and down and waving their arms. Is that what gambling is? I don't know. Don't get your panties in a bunch. I think that's what I'm trying to say. all of a sudden, springing up all over the place around here are these marijuana dispensaries. And they're all over the place. It's like they're multiplying. They're like, it's like mold. It's just, they're all over. It's just like every shopping center, every street corner, there's some kind of a dispensary going on. I don't. And when they opened up, there was like a line around the block. Now I don't see any cars in the parking lot at all. I mean, can you get it through Grubhub? Can you do that? Can you get marijuana deliveries through Grubhub? I don't know why not. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was something that I had trouble. I just had trouble, and I thought I'd tell you about it. Well, before we do that, the gambling thing. Yes, a lot of you are playing the lottery, and we on this program give you the winning lottery numbers for today. So get your ticket out. I'll wait. Okay, time's up. All right, here are the winning numbers for today. Check your tickets. 1. Anybody? 27. 36. 37. 129. 732. 957. 7,213. 8,927, 123,572, 175,267, 673,275, 929,412. Those are the lottery numbers, and the bonus ball is 8. If you have those numbers, congratulations. You win that coupon there, that little card for free coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. I'm telling you, good luck. Good luck. Hope you won. Okay, enough of that. Enough of that stupid stuff. So I'm in the pharmacy. There are only 2 pharmacies left in the world right now. There's CVS and Walgreens. And that's about it. There are others, but, right? So anyway, so I'm in the CVS one. Because CVSs are on every street corner, and that makes it very convenient for me. So I'm in CVS, and I need some toothpaste. Who doesn't? You know what I'm saying? There are 2 things you always need, toothpaste and toilet paper. Other than that, you're on your own. So I'm looking at toothpaste, and I can't quite figure it out. I always thought that the more successful companies have the lesser UPC codes, you know, so they don't have to manufacture so many different things. Toothpaste, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? They make toothpaste not only in a tube, but in one of those squeeze things. They have, there's toothpaste for enamel protection, to harden your enamel. There's toothpaste with fluoride for cavity prevention. There's toothpaste with whitening. There is toothpaste to strengthen your gums and prevent gingivitis, who I thought was a drummer for a rock group. There are toothpastes for just about everything. And then there are toothpastes that have whitening and gum prevention. There are toothpastes that have gum prevention and enamel hardening without the whitening. There are toothpastes with whitening, but not the gum protection. There's toothpaste for gingivitis with whitening, but no fluoride, and a little bit of cavity prevention, but not a lot. It's in 15 flavors: mint, chocolate chip, mint, chocolate chip. There's lemon flavored, banana flavored, tiramisu flavored, all kinds of toothpaste. And then there's one toothpaste tube, and it says complete or total, depending on the brand, that has all those components that I mentioned. The gum protection, the whitening, the tartar control, the enameling, the constrizin, the fluoride, the non-fluoride. It's got everything in it. My question is, why don't you just buy the thing with everything in it and get the hell out of the store? Are there people who actually say, well, I need all those things, but I don't want it in one tube. I'll get 8 tubes. Each one is specialty in that field. It's just, stop it with the toothpaste. Put whatever it is, the damn thing on the brush, and just, or the brunch, whatever time you do this. I was looking at it. The toothpaste section is a mile wide, and I don't understand why. Just get the thing with everything in it. I don't know what your problem is. It's so stupid. Then when I go to CVS, of course, when I get my receipt after I make the purchase, I get the Dead Sea Scrolls that have coupons for everything that I probably will never buy. For example, I don't buy panties. I don't need panty liners. Yet, I get 20% off. Well, I'll get panty liners because it's 20% off. That's a good savings, even though I'll never use the panty liners. I could leave them out on the coffee table for when guests come over. Thank you for coming to my home. Can I get you a drink? How about a panty liner? It's crazy. All this stuff is crazy. I'm getting my panties in a bunch right now. I don't know if I've talked about this before. I went to a different supermarket. It begins with an S and ends with an S, and there's a HA in the middle. But I won't say which one it is. Nice people in there. Nice people. Friendly. Nice people. I don't know them specifically. I don't know their background, their baggage, but on the surface, they're nice. Everybody's kind of nice on the surface, but then you dig a little bit deeper and it's, woo, okay, I'll see you later. Whoa, that's a lot of baggage. Wow, cannot handle that. But on the surface, fine. They had a sale on red peppers, 99 cents a pound. Now, let me tell you something. That's a good deal. It might have even been better. I think it was 99 cents per pepper. And they were good-looking red peppers. I mean, I know a good-looking red pepper when I see one. When you're walking down the street and you see a good-looking red pepper, it's like, whoa, that is a nice-looking red pepper. So I got the red peppers. I think I got a zucchini or a green squash, whatever you want to call that thing. And some other vegetables, I think a Vidalia onion, something like that. So I go to the register, and there's this very nice girl there. I wouldn't call her a woman. She was a nice girl. I don't know how old she was, but I don't think she hit the woman category yet, if you know what I mean. So she's standing there, very attractive, although they make them wear those stupid uniform polo shirts, whatever those things are. It makes them look like they're 2 years old. I don't know why they do that, but in any event. So they're doing that. So she says, so the conveyor belt is my food's enjoying the little trip on the conveyor belt, the food walker thing, the conveyor belt. And the girl's checking them out and scanning them, bloop, 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 bloop. And I always listen. I don't want to hear 2 bloops for one item. Then you made a mistake. I'm listening. The red pepper makes its entrance to the scanner from the conveyor belt. And she picks up the red pepper and she looks at it and says, that's a good-looking red pepper right there. Actually, she actually said, that's a good-looking red pepper right there. She said right there afterwards. I know it's right there. What's your point? Why are you emphasizing the fact that it's right there? And then she says to me, and then she's starting up a conversation about this red pepper with me. And she says, wow, you know how to pick a good red pepper. I said, well, they all look good. And she said, I'm going to get a red pepper before I go home tonight, and I'm going to get a little salad with a red pepper. But that is a good-looking red pepper. That's a good price, too. I got to tell you, that's a good price. You are some kind of shopping hunter guy. You know your specials. She didn't say all that, but, that's where she was going. And I thought she actually wanted me to go home with her, but she didn't. So she's checking it out, and she's checking me out. I guess that's what I thought. And she gives me the man, and I tap my card, tap it, and it is done. And she packs it into the bag, and I start walking away. And she says, "Have a nice day. Have a nice rest of your day." And I said, "You too, you too." And I started walking away. When I walk away from the register, I don't just walk out of the store. I go maybe about 4 feet, and then I stop with the card and I check my receipt to make sure that everything is proper. There have been times when it wasn't. So I've learned, always check your receipt, always check your credit card statements, make sure that all the charges are proper and there's nothing fraudulent on it. So I do that. But as I'm doing it, I can still hear, I'm still in earshot of the cashier behind me, about 4 feet behind me, and I hear her talking to the next customer. And here's the deal. She's scanning, and the customer has a package of these little drumettes. Sounds like a dance hall troupe. The drumettes are these little drumstick ice creams. They're like they're cones, and there's chocolate ice cream with a little chocolate shell on it. You familiar with the drums, the drumstick? Okay. They come now in little sizes, and and I hear her say behind me, "Wow, these look really good, these drumsticks. How'd you find out about them?" And the guy who's at the register, checking, and he says, "Oh, they're in the frozen food there." And she says, "I'm going to get a box of these when I get home." What are you hitting up every single customer that comes through that line? You are complimenting everybody's food choice that comes past your register. It wasn't me. It wasn't my red pepper choice. They all get the line from her. What, are you going for tips? They don't tip cashiers. What are you doing that for? Because you're a tease. You're teasing us. Well, I stormed out of that supermarket. How dare you? How dare you play with my emotions in this way? You shyster, you sinister lady, you vixen from hell. You shall be burned at the stake properly with a good amount of fire, and you shall burn into your crispy and tasty. Yeah, I got my panties in a bunch is what I did. And I stormed out of that store. Well, I didn't storm out. I kind of just walked out quickly. And I wasn't even that upset, but I figured, well, if I exaggerate this story, it'll make a good story for the radio, so that's what I'm doing. It actually didn't bother me, but I thought it'd be a good story, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. If you at any time during this program want to stand up from wherever you are and give me a standing ovation, it's appreciated. It's just, I can't see it. But do it anyway, please. All right. Tell you what, we're about halfway through the show or more. Oh, even more. Let's take a little commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about subpoenas. Not that, I don't even know if you know what that is. We'll be right back after this.
Give the gift that says, "I love you." The gift that says, "Happy birthday." The gift that says, "Get well soon." The gift that says, "You're the reason I went into the priesthood." The gift that says, "Congratulations on not getting indicted." The gift that says, "I want to cover you in warm chocolate pudding." The gift that says, "Good luck in clown college." The gift that says, "Thanks for removing my unsightly wart." The gift that says, "Sorry about giving you food poisoning." The gift that says, "I'll see you in hell." The gift that says, "Remember the good times we had in prison." The gift that says, "I want to make sweet love to you on the white sand beaches of Rio while your hot cousin watches." The gift that says, "Thank you for the kidney." The gift that says, "You deserve all the best, but this will have to do." The gift that says, "Thanks, Jesus." Whatever you want to say, you can say it beautifully with a timeless gift from Phyllis Gorman's House of Macaroni Art on Route 94 just past the Rotary, across from Sweaty Palmer's Adult Emporium.
Sounds nice. I play those little breaks, those little commercials, so I can get some sleep. Okay. I think it's only fair. If you get sleep while I'm doing my entire show, I think it's fair that I can get some sleep during those little commercial breaks. That's how we get along. I have always, throughout my life, had a problem with people of power because they seem to dominate everybody else in a very unfair manner. Do you ever hear this phrase, all men are created equal? And it goes for women too. It's just at the time they were a little sexist when they came up with that little phrase. But the gist of it was just because all men, everybody's the same. We're all the same. Some are more successful than others, but they shouldn't be given privileges that the rest of us can't have because all men and women are created equal. Not the way they end up, but that's how they're created, apparently. Then we go a step further and we say, no one person is above the law. Well, politicians don't seem to understand that, nor do extremely rich people, because they have the ability to buy themselves out of trouble. People who don't have money to do things like that, and it's very expensive to legally protect yourself. Sure, they have public defenders, but, right? If you pay for the big ones, they'll get you off, if you know what I mean. That bothers me greatly, and it should you too. So, when people like, say the vice president or somebody who is in Trump's sphere, when they say, no, I'm not going to appear, I'm going to legally challenge it until you get tired of all the court cases and all the court decisions, we know how to delay the law until they go away. We know how to manipulate the process, the judicial system. Well, the common man doesn't know how to or cannot afford to do so. The rich one can. So, are all men created equal? No. No. Are they all treated the same? No. No. No one's above the law? A lot of people are above the law every day. Let me tell you something, kids of the future. If you got a subpoena to appear in front of a grand jury, for example, or just a jury, and you didn't appear, someone would come and knocking at your door with an arrest warrant, and you'd be dragged in front of a judge. That's the common man. The rich person, well, our attorneys and your people will work something out. What? 'Cause you have money, you get to do that? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And that's the system that we're in. You don't negotiate something like that. Do you know, if you're even chosen to do jury duty, if you don't show up, they will fine you and give you another subpoena to appear in court as a juror or otherwise at that point. You have to appear. You have to respond. And that's what pisses me off. That's what gets my panties in a bunch. Michael Cohen was Donald Trump's fixer. Now, I'm not talking about his plumber. I'm talking about his financial fixer at the time. Now, this was a payment to Stormy Daniels. Yeah, whether Trump did the dirty with her or not, I don't know. Presidents have done that before. Candidates have done that before. That's not my concern necessarily. It's that you lied about it when you were under questioning and deposition, etc. Also, Trump has a way of, in the public media, digging holes for himself. But that's not the point. Michael Cohen was found guilty of making that actual payment and then hiding the fact that he did, and on top of that, used campaign finances. There are recordings of Trump knowing about it as it was happening and before it was happening in conversations with Michael Cohen. There are tape recordings of that. Trump knew exactly what was going on, and they discussed the process of doing that. Michael Cohen goes to jail. He is sentenced for 3 years. Donald Trump, nothing. Well, not so far. But for Trump, it would be a misdemeanor if he was found guilty. For Michael Cohen, who was acting on behalf of Donald Trump, he gets 3 years in jail. But you know what? Nobody's above the law. Good example how perhaps that's just not the case. And that bothers me. That just bothers me. Do I have anything against Donald Trump's policies? Yeah, I do. But that has nothing to do with it. I've been against a lot of people's policies. But the character of the man, that's my problem. That's my problem. Okay, we're just about out of time for today. You have been wonderful. I got to tell you, every once in a while, I wonder how you are doing. And I find that in doing this program for only half an hour every week on the TV thing, I feel a little selfish because I do all the talking and you don't get to say a word, which in real life would be wonderful. But it's not real life, unfortunately. So for the last, let's say 2 minutes of the program, I want to let you do the talking, and I will listen to you talk. And we'll have a conversation, just you and I. Are you ready? Okay, let's have a conversation. How are you? Uh-huh. And how's the family? Oh, really? That's ridiculous. Wow. And you put up with that crap? Sure you have a choice. Oh, yes, you do. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wow. Wow. What are you going to do about it? Oh, that's extreme. I don't know if you're allowed to do that. Oh, you are? Okay. All right. How's everything else, by the way? Good? You feeling good? Oh, that didn't clear up yet? Did they give you that lotion to put on it? Why aren't you doing that? No, you should do that. If that's what they prescribe, put it on there. Otherwise, that's going to ooze all the time. Put the lotion on it. Yeah, twice a day, right? That's what you told me before. It's twice a day? Do it. Do it, man. Come on, man. You know, when you're prescribed something, you should use it. Oh, you don't? You don't believe in that? You only believe in homeopathic? What are you calling me? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, all right. Hey, whatever you want. You know, everybody's got their own thing. All right, thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. I'll be back again next week with a brand new program. Until then, I wish you peace.